Nor There podcast. I'm here with Caleb Galvez and Derek Medford, aka Wade, and I am Zach Simpson. And this is the first ever episode of this podcast. So everybody, welcome, and here we go.
Hello, hello.
What's up? What you want to talk about?
So let's talk about Wade. Who's Wade?
Wade. Well, the whole idea of Wade is it's just my middle name, so it's obviously just me. But there's a lot of stuff I feel like, as Derek, I'm not comfortable talking about, but as Wade, I can kind of go into and talk about. So I would say it's an alter ego, but it's still me. It's just a way for me to kind of get things off my chest a little bit.
Right.
As Wade. So
I kind of see what you're saying from that perspective. Because like a lot of people, that's why they do music, or that's why they do art, or that's why they do whatever they do, whether it be writing books or music or art. They kind of get into that different mode, and they can kind of release themselves in a different way than what they could as a just being normal Caleb or Derek or Zach.
And I want to say, if there was a way for me to put stuff out without people that I know hearing it, I would have went that way. But I wanted to get it out fast because I felt like I was doing good at the time, like making music and kind of trying to rap. I'm not saying I'm great at rapping, but I think I'm better than the average. And if I could have went away with people I didn't know.
Nah, just kidding.
If I could have went away without people I knew hearing it, I would have went that way. Because what people don't understand is people that you surround yourself with, not necessarily your group, but the people that you grew up with. Not your close friends, but the people who were there whenever you were growing up. Those people don't care about like if you succeed or not. So all those people, I'm not sure for facts or anything, but all those people don't care if I make it or not.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my stuff's getting sent to groups.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, hey, this kid
Talking
sucks.
trash.
Yeah, y'all hear this? This sucks. But say I were to blow up, those same people would be like, hey, you remember me, man? You never talk to me no more. Like, bro, you didn't talk to me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I talk trash on you all the time.
Yeah, I know you have.
No, I remember you asked me, or I was coming to your house one weekend, and you were like, "Oh man, I got something to show you." And I was like,
You were one of the first people I showed, weren't you?
"Man, I was nervous. I didn't know what it was. I was like, man, maybe you killed somebody. I don't know." But I showed up and we talked for a minute, and you're like, "Oh man," I was like, "So you're gonna show me the thing?" You're like, "Oh yeah, come back to my bedroom."
You came in my room and you thought I was streaming, bro.
Yeah,
because I had a mic and stuff.
Yeah,
I remember you thought I was streaming.
I walked in there, saw your PC or your laptop, and I saw your mic, and I was like, oh, so he's streaming. He's just streaming video games. Okay, whatever. And you're like, okay, listen to this. And I put on the headphones. And I forgot what first song it was.
I probably showed you E-Town, bro. Because for the longest time, E-Town was my favorite. Because I thought I rapped the best on E-Town. But listening back is trash, to be honest. But at the time, I thought it was great.
Well, something that I've noticed, especially with your musical progression itself, is at the very beginning, you could even just tell like the sound quality difference.
Yeah.
And that as it keeps going, it just keeps getting better and better and better.
Exactly.
And better. So I've been really impressed with that. That was something that when I first heard, I was like, oh, this is good. And then the next thing came out, I was like, oh, this is really good. And the next thing came out, oh, this is really, really good. And then it just kept going from there. And now I listen to your music all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I appreciate that.
The lyrics were already good, and they just keep getting better along with like the sound quality. And I mean that just comes with, experience and you buying, better
equipment. Yeah. And I started spending money on beats actually. Yeah. Which I'm out so much money, bro, because I like to record so much. But I've actually spent like just money on beats. So
you're just like, man, I'm so broke. I'm eating ramen. Been buying way too many beats.
Hey, it pays off.
Very poor.
Whatever you do that you really, really enjoy, it don't even matter.
Exactly.
As long as you enjoy it, as long as you love it, it don't matter.
Memories over money all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Money will come back, but your time won't.
That's like me and Caleb. This podcast has been in the works for a while. We're just really waiting on all the equipment to come in. But me and Caleb, we love listening to podcasts. We love it, and we were like, man, this would be awesome if we could actually do this ourselves. And we didn't really think it was gonna happen, and then we started buying stuff like, oh, this is actually a thing. And
Zach really kickstarted it.
Whenever y'all guys first told me you want to do a podcast, as somebody that puts out stuff, myself as somebody that puts out stuff by themselves, that's like recording audio. Yeah. I remember every week I would ask y'all like, hey, are y'all doing the podcast this week? You're like, no. I'm like, hey, y'all doing the podcast this week? You're like, no. I was like, dude, y'all got to get on that because like you got to chase your dreams as much as you can, bro. Exactly. And this right here, so even if it I'm not wishing this on you, but if it doesn't blow up, this is fun sitting here and just talking like this.
That's exactly what I was telling Caleb. I was like, man, I'm not gonna have high hopes just because I don't like giving myself high hopes on this stuff. But and that may sound bad, but I was like, if it doesn't take off, so be it. It's like a hobby.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm still going to enjoy it.
Aim low, miss high.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's something we can look back on too, for sure.
No, definitely. Maybe one
fun
day our
stuff.
kids are going to listen to it and just
know.
roast
Oh,
us.
no.
Yeah. Here in like 2 years, like if we all get big, we'll list this. We're like, man, we were idiots back then.
Like,
You know how bad this sounds right now?
Did you see that first podcast?
Yeah,
Garbage.
they were terrible.
Back to what you were talking about earlier, when it comes to you are who you surround yourself with, that's unbelievably, there's so much truth in that. Something that I really noticed though is like I went through a period where I isolated myself for about 5 months.
Yep.
I lived by myself. I mean, obviously I had my girlfriend who's now my wife at the time, but
Aw.
Big D.
True love story.
But I truly, truly was by myself 6 out of the 7 days a week. And I dove deep into like some self-learning and learning about myself more and more, and then trying to figure out what I really, really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so taking away the people that I was surrounding myself with, not that they were bad, but it was
Yeah.
more or less the
You need to
fact
find
that-
yourself, kind of.
Yeah. Those outside distractions were gone. And so, you know, you go through there and you go and you go and you go. A lot of people just live life every single day going through, but I like to learn something new
Yeah.
every day, or I like to,
Remember you told me you try to read something every day?
Yeah, I
An
try to read
article
something
or
every
a
day.
book or
Yeah.
something.
I try to do something every day so I can learn. Because
That's
I
so
don't want to get
important.
left behind.
Yeah.
That's my thing, is I don't want to get left behind. And
Mm-hmm.
so that 5 month period, it was really awesome. Because once I got out of it, then I was like, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I know now what I want. And so ever since then, my life just went fast lane.
That's kind of how I am right now, because you going through that, you kind of found who your real friends were. Because the people you talked to them, the people that, I don't know how to describe it, the people that were around you for those 5 months that you didn't really talk to are still your friends coming out of it.
Yeah.
But maybe the people that were there before the 5 months, but after the 5 months, they quit talking to you totally.
Yeah. And I have the situation.
Those people the whole
now-
time weren't your friends.
Yeah, there's people now that I'll try, call, text,
Yeah.
whatever, hang out with. They're busy, and then you won't hear from them. You don't say anything. Then it's just like, you put in all this effort for something, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't come out. So
Exactly.
then you
That's
just
exactly how it
wasting
is.
your time, So
That was like, that's kind of like when I'm up in Tulsa now, and it's a 6-hour drive total down here.
Round trip.
And round trip, 6 hours. But I try to see as many people as I can, because, you're trying to make that effort to see them and keep those relationships. But it's hard to see everybody.
Exactly.
Because, like this weekend,
is.
I'm going to, I came here, saw y'all, and I'm going to Elmore to see my dad, and then Ada to see my mom and some friends. So it's like, I'm always traveling, but I'm also getting to see these people that I enjoyed being around and still
Yes.
enjoy being around. So
Exactly.
yeah.
you've got to make that, it's a two-way street. It's not, friendship's not
For
a one-way
sure.
street. It's not, people can't be your friend if it's only convenient for them. It's got to
Exactly.
be,
Yeah.
two ways.
You're saying you're a long ways away, but thinking of that, it's crazy how far like technology has came. Because you might be 2 hours away, but you're a FaceTime away, and we
Yeah,
can talk,
exactly.
not necessarily face to face, but we can
Yeah.
still see each other and talk. Because we've all had conversations where we're on the phone for hours at a time,
Yeah.
just talking and just talking about life. And those are honestly some of the. You're just laying in bed talking on the phone, but it's some of the best times.
Yeah.
You're
No,
just talking to
definitely.
each other.
I make up not seeing everybody, but I have 20 phone calls a day, and that's no exaggeration. My call log, 20 phone calls a day,
Yes.
and it's the same people every
yeah.
single
Yeah.
day. And
Yeah.
I call my parents 2 or 3 times a day. Call my friends 2 or 3 times a day. If not, I'll text them. Like my wife gets mad 'cause I'm always on the phone, but I gotta make time for everybody that I care about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, every time you call, she's like, Aaron, she goes, is that Caleb? I'm like, yeah, it's Taco.
dude, I call people all the time, all the time.
Just recently, you started calling me, and I really value those talks we have, because I feel like we're on the same field of the way of thinking and stuff.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
we're always, we put ourselves in the future more than we are in the present. We're looking
Yeah.
forward to the future, and we're looking for ways to build and ways to progress in life.
Yeah, and
That's what we're
that's-
always doing.
Something to me is like I'm always busy. Like here lately, since I started working at the DC, I
Yeah.
haven't been as busy because
Yeah.
I work 2 days.
Yeah,
a
you're
week.
working.
But now, I just feel so bored. I feel like I'm not doing it. I feel like I'm living in the present. I haven't been living in the present. I usually live in the future because I'm always doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then I started working again. I'll still start this week actually at my other job. So 2 jobs, 20 hours of school. Jobs, 20 hours of school. Now I'm kind of getting back into that groove because, dude, if I'm not doing something, I feel so lazy.
Yeah.
I
Feel like you're wasting time?
Dude, sleep till 9:30. That's lazy
Yeah.
to me.
Dang,
Like,
bro. I
that's
sleep
lazy.
like at least 10 every day. I'm a bum.
Oh, I mean, you're on a completely different time
Yeah,
schedule.
that's-
than
that's
us.
true.
That's facts.
That's true.
But dude, I gotta stay busy. I have to. If not, you get into your own head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get in your own head, which that's not like an issue for me. But what I'm saying is you can think about something 10 years ago just randomly, and then it's like, dude, come on. But you know what I mean? And so
It's easy like to fall into a state of depression too if you feel lazy all the time.
that's
Because you feel like just a waste, just like you're wasting your
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
I'm not depressed, so like,
yeah.
please don't be like,
Hey,
dude,
bro.
are you okay, bro? Like,
Hey, let's
I'm
stop
okay.
the podcast. Let's talk.
You need a therapist, bro. I got a couch over there you can lay on.
Whenever we did the for the coronavirus, when everybody had to stay inside for 2 weeks, oh dude, that was awful.
It was.
I hated that.
I don't know,
I hate staying
bro.
inside.
I
too.
hated that, dude.
I'm.
I had to spend 2 weeks with my wife.
Oh my dude.
That was a joke.
Man,
No,
that's
no,
funny.
but really and truly, that was the only thing
It's a
getting
hard
me
time.
through it.
Yeah.
That was the only thing getting me through it. I mean, I like to read and I like to play my PlayStation, do whatever,
Oh, yeah.
listen to music, do
it's like-
whatever, but I have to be doing something. And
Yeah.
the gyms were closed. You couldn't go work out. You couldn't do anything. And dude, it was awful. It was awful.
That's when I was still working out with DC. And
I think you were working at the DCD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey, we need you back out there. Reapply.
nah, dude, I'm good now. I'm good, but I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it because like I'm kind of an introvert. I don't know. People know me or would argue against that, but I
Yeah.
like being by myself. But I remember during that 2 weeks, I enjoyed it because it was just like I was working at the DC, and during the week I was just sitting inside playing video games. It was like Derek and Chase and all them. So like I enjoyed it. But I think at the end of the 2 weeks, I was like, man, I really want to see some people. Granted, I saw Derek and
It was weird.
Chase, but
On the weekends that
Yeah,
we
on the
work and stuff.
weekends.
Yeah.
It was weird. Not being able to see people is just an awful. That'll
Yeah.
get you depressed quick.
I am more of an introvert too, but I'm like I guess you could say like a social introvert. I know that kind of like negates
Yeah, no,
itself,
no,
but
no,
like
that's the
I do like to
thing.
go out and see people, but at the same time, if I'm out for an hour or so, I'm like, dude, I'm ready to go home. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing these people. Like, no offense to the people, and I want to go home. I'm
I
tired
get
of
what
these
you
people.
mean. Yeah.
no, it's like your what is it? It's like your social battery runs out.
Exactly, dude.
Your social battery runs out, and as soon as it does, you're like, man, I need to go now.
Yes,
Because as
that's
soon as it
how I
runs
am.
out, it's like,
So I always drive myself so I can leave whenever I want.
yeah.
Or it's like 3 a.m. Everybody's like, are we going somewhere else now? It's like, bro, it's 3.
No.
Going to bed. I don't know where you're going.
When we were in high school, I could stay up all night. But now it's like, dude, once it hits midnight, I'm done. I'm ready to go to bed.
And in high school, you stay up all night on the phone, and then at 7 in the morning, you're awake and you're ready to go to school.
Yeah.
If I'm up to like 1 o'clock, I gotta sleep at least like 9 or 10 hours, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how I used to do it.
Well, like me for now, I'll get up like at 6:30, and I'll get to work at 7:30, and I get home, and I'm usually in bed or asleep by 10 o'clock, and on the weekends it hits 10 o'clock, my eyes get drowsy, and it's like, am I getting old? I'm only 22. Why is this happening? You know?
Oh man, it's
But-
funny.
I've kind of like disappointed myself a little bit with that, dude, because like I enjoy being awake. I hate
Yeah.
going to sleep and sleeping a
I
long
feel
time.
like you waste time whenever you're asleep. You
Dude,
could be
I
getting
know
stuff done.
I know some people that sleep 12 hours, 13 hours. But dude,
Who?
Who, bro? Yeah.
I'm not gonna do no name dropping. But, I know some people that sleep 12
It's all
hours.
jokes though.
And then, yeah, all jokes. But
Uh.
he says he gets all his work done at nighttime. But I'm like, dude, come on, you need to get up and get this done.
I mean, I kind of feel that. I feel like my creative side comes out at night.
Yeah.
Everyone else is in
Yeah.
bed. My creative side definitely comes out at night. I definitely record more at night, but
Oh,
I
definitely.
really haven't been recording much lately, to be honest.
Really?
I have enough stuff built up to where I'm comfortable, but like I was telling Zach earlier, I was writing, reading, and recording for like 2 years straight. So I'm just burnt out now, bro.
Yeah, I
It's
get what you
tiring.
mean.
I'm tired
Yeah.
of doing it. I feel like it sucks because I feel like I'm not saying I fell out of love with it, but like my passion just away a little bit because I'm drained, dude.
It'll probably. I mean,
It
it'll
will
reignite.
come back for
It'll
sure.
reignite.
I
that
still like try to
passion
make
will-
myself write stuff,
Yeah.
but it's whatever.
No,
I'm
you'll
not
be
mad
good.
about it. It's not like I'm making millions of dollars to make this stuff.
You're not?
Not yet.
Exactly, bro.
That's how it is,
Exactly.
bro.
Something I really appreciate about your music is that like nowadays when it comes to this genre as rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, it's just mumble, or it's just
Yeah.
I hate that crap.
You're a
dude.
lyricist.
Honestly-
True lyricist.
The baby? Is that who you're talking about? Is that who you're
Honestly,
referencing?
that reason you just said is why I started making my stuff.
Yeah.
Because ever since, like, my favorite rapper all time is J. Cole, 100%. And he kind of went away, and this new era came out. I'm not going to, like, name other rappers and stuff. Obviously, they wouldn't hear this because I'm really a nobody. But,
They just roast me if they did.
who's this white kid talking about me? But yeah, that's why I started making stuff because they all had stuff coming out. My friends were like, "Dude, this guy's dope." I listened to it. I'm like, that's trash, bro. What do you
Yeah.
mean that's dope?
Yeah.
Because we kind of grew up on lyricists, Eminem, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, I don't
So
know,
on and so forth.
yeah,
Yeah.
so on. And so them guys started putting stuff out that was all mumble rap. I was like, I hate this crap. So really, the reason I started making stuff was because I wanted to make music that I enjoyed. So and the stuff I make isn't for other people to enjoy. It's stuff that I enjoy.
Yeah.
I have like so much stuff that's not out that it's just in my car playing all the time.
Right.
Just because I enjoy listening to it. Because
Yeah.
I enjoy lyrical type stuff, and it's crazy. Like at the end of this, I'm doing like a song a week for like 6 months or whatever. And the very last song is literally an 8-minute song of just bars all the way through.
Really?
The whole way through, just bars all the way through. And I listen to that. It takes me like 4 or 5 times to listen to it to get from Norman to my job.
Right.
And it's like a 40-minute drive. Let's do it 5 times. One song 5 times, I'm all the way there. It's
That's
crazy. I can't
crazy.
wait to put that one out. It's crazy. All the way through, it's like a build-up type song. So it just keeps building up. And at the end, it's like, oh my God, this dude really knows how to rap.
Yeah.
It's
And
good.
That's important to me. At least I know like a lot of kids, that's what I'm going to say is kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kids nowadays, they like that mumbler, they like that repetitiveness, but I can't do that. It has to be lyrics. It has to tell a story
Yeah.
in a sense.
And the kids don't know what they're listening to.
They don't.
They hear
You can't
it,
understand
it's
it.
catchy and it has a good beat. So they're like, dude, this song's so good. It's like, bro, that's trash.
A lot
What are
of
you
it's
talking
I
about?
feel like a lot of it's just promoting, drug abuse.
Yes, exactly.
Like, and the kids are just like praising these
Exactly.
rappers for like, oh man, bro, I did a bunch of drugs last weekend.
So it's
you
cool.
know?
So all the white kids in the suburbs,
Yeah.
that listen to that, they're over here popping Molly and
Yeah,
doing cocaine
bro.
and stuff
Yeah.
on the weekend at parties, and they're like, it's cool because my favorite rapper said it. Whenever they come up dead, it's like, bro, it's your favorite
Yeah.
rapper's fault you did that.
Exactly.
Because you're the one doing that
He's
stuff.
influencing you. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. It's not cool.
What do y'all think about the Cardi B situation? Have y'all been seeing that?
Where she's divorcing, what's his Offset?
No. So, the song WAP, right?
Mm-hmm.
That she
Oh,
just released.
oh.
A lot of people are now, like parents, are kind of taking a stance against it, I guess
Yeah.
you could say.
I,
And they're saying, like, you need to monitor what your kids listen to, yada, yada, yada. Like, what do y'all think about that?
in my opinion, Cardi B is a terrible role model for these kids to be looking up to.
No,
Especially
definitely.
In my
young
opinion.
females,
And
yeah.
people they're going to come at me like, you hate women or whatever
Yeah.
because you want women to think
Yeah.
less of themselves. It's like, no, bro. She's promoting like, I don't know. She's
Sex.
promoting like sex, bro. And it's not cool to promote that type of stuff because
Yeah.
it's a very sacred thing that you should share with technically one person, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying.
Right.
And it's crazy that they're out there promoting that. And you get on TikTok, bro, and there's 13-year-old girls dancing to that song.
Yeah, you're
it's
like,
like, bro, what is wrong?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
All just for views and likes.
Yes, exactly. That's all it
revolves
is.
around
That's all it
now.
is.
I mean, that's exactly how Addison Rae got famous.
Yeah.
And then now she's going to be she's playing some role in I can't think of the movie right now. I have to look it up. But she's in a role of, and it's like I don't think because that's not. I don't know if she took acting classes, but I mean somebody who got famous on TikTok. I don't know.
The things people will do for money is crazy.
It is absolutely
That type of stuff.
ridiculous. Did you see Trump is now deciding to take TikTok off the App Store?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Is it still like Chinese owned?
Yeah. you
No, I
can
think
still-
America bought it recently. I think I read that.
I
could be
saw that
wrong.
Microsoft was wanting to buy it, but
you
that
can
was a while
still
ago.
You can still use the app, but what's going to happen is all these updates,
Mm-hmm.
they're just going to keep accruing and accruing and accruing, and then you're just going to basically not be able to
Down
use
to
it
nothing.
anymore.
Rip, dude, like Vine.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Rip to
Vine's the
to
goat.
OG.
Dude. Vine's the goat. Vine walked so TikTok could run. 100%.
They're definitely two different like humors though. Vine, I will
Vine
say-
humor's like our humor.
yeah, Vine
It's
humor
our
is
like
kind of
very
like
dull humor.
cheesy
yeah.
almost. Yeah.
For sure. 100%, dude.
Apparently, Addison Rae is going to be in something called Spy Cat, but that's not what I'm thinking of.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now. She's all that, but before that it was he's all that. So it's been gender
I think
swapped.
I've heard
to
of that. It's
she's
like an
all
old
that.
movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an older movie. No, I'm sorry. Don't believe me. I'm dumb.
We didn't anyways.
I would never believe me. But yeah, Addison Rae is the star as lead in film. He's all that.
Dope.
I'm talking about somebody that I don't like. Just advertising for him. Yeah. Gosh. But no, back to the Cardi B thing. It seems like, now this is just my opinion, but it seems like female rappers can't talk about anything but you know what.
They're WAP.
They're WAP.
That's all it is. I mean, that's all it is.
It's like that's the only thing they can sell.
I feel like there's definitely some female rappers out there that don't talk about that.
Oh, no,
It's just
definitely.
like there's some male rappers out there that talk about good stuff versus bad stuff.
Yeah, definitely
you're saying, though. The
more,
mainstream.
Yeah, the mainstream, more famous.
It's what sells.
Female rappers talk about that. Yeah, because you're right. That's what sells. Sex sells. It's like been that way for I don't know how long, forever.
A long time.
Yeah,
It's sad too.
it really is. But you zoned out over there, Caleb?
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. I kind of had an issue. I mean, not so much of an issue, but parents, especially where we're from, they like to pick and choose, right? Their issues. They only want to pick and choose what they think is bothering them, but not what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whenever I was reading all these comments on Facebook, just nonstop. I mean, it was one night, it was just my entire feed.
That's why you don't get on Facebook, dude.
Well, first off, they were telling other
I like
parents, they were telling other parents how to parent their children, right? And I don't.
It's
Yeah.
a no.
Yeah, I don't like that because I could listen to a song that could have sex, money, drugs, all things you don't want to idolize in it.
Yeah.
But if I like the beat, for example, that doesn't make me a bad person, right?
Yeah.
We play Grand Theft Auto, but we don't go out stealing cars and killing people.
Exactly. Play Call of Duty, Fortnite. I mean, all these things, right?
Right.
But they don't so much make you as into who you are. Now, I see their stance, like when it comes to the sex and those kind of things, but that doesn't mean their daughter's going to go out and do. You see what I'm saying? It
Right.
can have an influence, but if you parent your daughter well enough before that,
Yeah.
then you may not have that issue. And so
Yeah.
picking and choosing and taking it to Facebook and doing all these things, telling other parents how to parent their children, I didn't like that.
They're trying to parent on Facebook instead of in life
Yeah.
to their kid.
Yeah.
And somebody we know actually commented on there and said, although, like, I see what you're saying about this, maybe you should kind of take another step back into reality and start choosing other things to be a parent around instead of just this one situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was me. That's fine. It was me.
Another thing about small towns is that, like, I mean, they're so small, obviously, that they're closed-minded because they don't have as many like people there with different ideas because everybody's raised up together in this small town, so everybody's going to have the same ideas. And I will say before, I was closed-minded. I mean, I still am. It's like
100%. Yeah, same with me. I've always kind of like taken pride in being open-minded, but it didn't really expand until I got to Norman and stayed in Norman. So
Yeah, I mean, and it's like
Satisfying.
once you left Elmore or you went to college, whatever your situation was, it was like you saw all these people from different walks of life, and you're like, oh, well, that's why that happens, or this and that, and you become more open-minded, and you start seeing, I guess, you start putting yourself in other people's shoes more.
yeah.
So
And they don't recognize their flaws, right? And so it's our home. We're all from the same hometown, so
Yeah.
it's really Baptist centered, right? And so I'm a Christian myself.
Yeah.
But I see a
we all are
lot.
here.
We all are.
I see a lot of flaws within that.
Yeah.
And growing up in it, and then getting outside of that, you can see a lot of the flaws that reside within that particular belief in that area.
Right.
And so, kind of coming up here, getting away from that, and seeing like they always say, like, whenever you get away, you'll understand. Once you get out of here, you won't want to come back.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that for me, but it's more in the sense of like going back there now. You don't like I couldn't see when I was a kid of how maybe poverty stricken it was because you know I'm
Yeah.
just a kid. I'm running around. I'm
Just
going to
having
play
fun.
baseball. Yeah,
Yeah.
going fishing, going to do whatever.
Right.
But whenever I go back there now, it's just nothing's mowed, nothing's taken care of, and it's ridiculous. But everybody wants to sit back and say what we should do or what we should do.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it, right? And so going back there now, it's just like, man, like I can't believe it's come to this. You know what I mean? Now I'm not hating on
Yeah.
our hometown or anything, but I'm just saying like the flaws that reside within it. There's several of them, but nobody wants to come together and fix it.
Yeah.
And so that's my biggest issue when it comes to that situation. And
Yeah.
you see it all over social media. You'll see it all when you go. I mean, anything. It's ridiculous.
It's just small town politics is within everything. It's within the churches, within schools, and it's.
Everybody wants to point fingers too.
I hate it.
Nobody wants
Yes.
to. It was me. I'm sorry. No, it was him. It wasn't me. It was him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody, my dad always said everybody's always trying to be a big fish or a little fish in a big pond. And that's so true because it's funny. I moved up to Tulsa and I was like, man, I don't know anybody up here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
except
really
my family
nothing
up
right
there.
now, yeah.
Like
That's how it
I'm
is,
basically
bro.
nothing up here. And then you go back home and it's like, man, nobody outside of Garvin County knows who these people are. And they think they're so big and the world
That's how it
revolves
is, bro.
around them. And it's
It's
super
unbelievable.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's super annoying.
And it's funny because a person, like we're not talking about a certain person, but the people we're talking about are like, he's definitely not talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm not that. It's like, bro, come on, it's about you, bro.
Because, the world revolves
Yeah.
around them.
Like
If you
Zach
have a guilty
Simpson.
conscience, then it's probably about you.
Yeah,
That's how I
yeah.
look
We're
at it.
talking about you right now. But
In small town politics, it can be a dangerous thing.
oh no, definitely.
I know people from that area that quit being friends just due to that. Or like during the election right now, people are not talking to each other due to that reasoning.
It's crazy.
And it's unbelievable. Letting your beliefs polarize your friendship or anybody that you're in communication
healthy,
with
dude.
before, no, it's bad.
It's not healthy.
That means you're invested so much into what you believe. You're not even giving any sort of consideration as to
Yeah.
what somebody else is thinking or somebody else or how they feel. And so,
Well, it's like if you disagree with people, they're like, "Oh no, you're an idiot," and they just automatically shut you down, and
So
they won't even
stupid,
listen to
dude.
your opinion.
Yeah.
That's like the most closed-minded you could be, and I don't know. It's annoying. It's very annoying.
it's dangerous.
I will say something that I've done lately to get away from that type of stuff. I know Zach does it. I don't know if you might do it. I don't know. Is to get away from the negativity. Like the past 2 weeks, not these past 2 weeks, but a couple weeks ago, for 2 weeks straight, I deleted social media, everything,
that,
and I got
yeah.
away from it. It felt so good.
It's like a social cleanse.
Yeah, it was like I was just drawn back to it though, and
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
I
Like,
mean, they make it addicting.
Yeah,
that's why you're drawn back
yeah,
to it.
I got off all that, and I went back there, and I was like, dude, nothing's happened since I'm gone. Like, why am I? Like, I want to delete everything. I want to delete it and just move on, but it's like I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like stuck here.
Yeah.
I think eventually I will delete everything and I will get away
Yeah.
from it all, but I don't know.
Go ahead.
I like Twitter because it has the news on there.
Yeah.
Like I love Twitter news. I read it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of Twitter, because Twitter's really funny too. Like there's no boundary on Twitter for my kind of humor. Like
It's the wild west of social media. I've always said that. It's the wild west of social media.
Then I'll get on. I may post a picture every now and then on Instagram,
Yeah.
not too often. But then I'll get on like Snapchat with you guys, group messages, whatever. Other than Twitter, though, like if you take away Twitter from my phone,
Yeah.
I'd very rarely ever be on social media.
And
Yeah.
honestly, whenever I get on Snapchat and Instagram, when I get on those, it's just to look at our groups, what
Yeah,
we're saying
yeah.
to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just
kinda how I
just
am.
get on there and just to kind of stay social with each other.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only reason I haven't deleted Instagram is for the memes. I get on there and look at memes
Yo,
all the time.
We have a group chat, and whenever I took 2 weeks off from social media, I came back to it. 50 plus memes from this man sent
Yes,
to my
sir.
phone. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Dude,
and then he'll
send
come to my
me
house
all the
like a week
time.
later, and he'll bring up memes. I'm like, "Dude, you sent 70. I don't know which one meme you're talking
Dude,
about."
I'm a meme addict. It's I
This
mean,
man, he needs help, y'all.
it's better than watching the freaking news, okay?
If y'all know a rehab center, get Zach Simpson in there right now. Zachariah Simpson, send him there right now.
You know what's weird though? It's bad, but all the main like things that happen in our world, I get my news from memes, bro.
Yeah.
Because people make
They're
fun of
making
it.
jokes about it, and our generation is so dark, bro.
Dude, it is
like
It's
I don't
bad.
even want to bring something up, but say somebody were to like, okay, Mac Miller's one of my favorite artists ever. Okay, one of my favorite artists ever.
Yeah.
The day he died, a month later, people were posting that he's finally drug free.
Yeah.
After a month, I'm
so
like, dude,
dark.
y'all are not okay.
yeah,
y'all
yes.
are messed up.
Well, it's like
One of my favorite artists. I'm not hating on it because he's one of my favorite artists, but it's like, dude, y'all are not okay in the head, bro. Y'all get help, seek help.
I mean, look at the state of the world's in right now. That's probably why we're so dark,
Yeah.
so messed up. I don't know.
State of the world's bad.
Yeah.
It really is. People don't. Everybody says this. Everybody posts. Nobody wants to open their eyes, but
Exactly.
when they do open their eyes, that's when the change will
Yeah.
begin to happen.
People want change, but they don't want to make change.
Yes,
That's
that-
how it is. Just like I was saying, people want to point fingers, but they don't want to be the one to own up and do it.
Yeah, and see, this
100%.
is where politics kind of becomes an issue because people are so Trump, but nobody wants to see what he does wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think they want to see what he does wrong, right? Trump. They want to see what Trump does wrong.
No. I'm saying like a huge Trump supporter.
Yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
blinded
Yeah,
to what
exactly.
he does wrong. Or
Right.
He's
like,
not perfect, 100%.
Nobody is.
or like with Joe Biden, if you're a heavy Democrat just because he's the opposite of Trump, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. And so, not recognizing flaws, that's why things are just continuously getting worse.
Right.
Dude, I'm my biggest self-critic, right? I do self-evaluations every single day.
Yeah.
If you're not, then you're not learning anything about yourself, and you're not getting any better.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm always doing those kind of things. Whether it be on my way to work, 45 minutes right there, that's a perfect time to do it.
Exactly. It's
Or-
the perfect time to talk to God, too.
Yeah, exactly.
In that time.
Mm-hmm.
Or whether I'm mowing, or whether I'm doing any sort of physical activity. Like, those times of self-reflection, those are the most important
Yeah.
times. If you can't self-reflect, if you can't recognize your flaws, then you're just going to continuously be the same guy.
Exactly.
And you're
There's not
gonna
going to
get
be any
outgrown.
change.
Yeah, so that's something I really, really make sure I do every single day.
Yeah. Talk about self-reflecting last night when I came in and Broly was flipping out about me. I was like, man, I must be a bad person if he doesn't like me. But it was just like the stuff I carried in, he was freaking out about, and I was by it the whole time. And then I moved away from it, and he was fine. But I was like, man, if a dog doesn't like you, then like you must suck.
Dude,
you know?
a couple weeks ago, so my brother, he has a, not really a newborn, he's about 4 or 5 months old now.
Yeah.
So the other day,
yeah?
I'm at my house, and my grandma's holding this baby. And he's looking at me. He's just laughing, having a good time. Then he just stops and stares at me. He just starts screaming, dude. I
Oh
was
my
like, does this baby see the devil in me? Do I need help right now? I was like, what is going on, bro?
It's your face.
And I have no. It probably is, bro. It probably is. He sees my beard that doesn't connect.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, fix that thing, dude. That thing looks bad.
Bro, just do a chin like me. Just only grow hair.
You need to
on your
grow
chin.
out the mustache again, bro. That used to
No,
look
bro.
good.
I look that y'all have all seen the picture of me.
Grow out the pedo stash.
Yeah, bro, that
Molest
looked
stash?
bad. It looked bad, dude.
It looked
Looked like
good,
a
bro.
mug shot. It's on my phone right now. It was so bad. And that was the like prime DC days too. So I was in a dark time right there.
The picture of you with your mustache, it needs to be the cover picture to this podcast.
No one outside of our friend group needs to see that. I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. Looking at that
I'm
picture.
gonna start blackmailing it to you.
I mean, look at that. Look at that.
You look like a Red Dead character.
Oh man, those were rough days. That was like right at the start of quarantine too.
Whenever it first started, you're like, dude, I'm gonna grow this out for like a year.
I was growing out
You were
my
happy
hair.
about it. You're like, yeah, I'm growing this thing out. And looking back, you're like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I look like a freak.
You think you're gonna think that about your hair right now?
I don't know, bro. I've always wanted to grow my hair out, so I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. It's looking pretty long.
Yeah.
It's getting there, bro. So I don't know. Hopefully, it keeps on growing. Did I screw this thing up?
No, why would it not keep growing?
I don't know, bro. Just starts falling out. Just starts falling out, bro.
No, don't say that. Yeah, I thought about growing out my hair for a while, but it's like getting to that awkward stage is
Like the stage I'm at right now.
Yeah, I mean, it
You
doesn't
say my
look
hair looks
bad.
awkward, bro? Is that what you're
When it
saying?
gets on my ears, I'm uncomfortable. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
I normally am. I normally just pin mine back and throw my hat on.
It's probably
Keep
from
it
Coach
back.
Terrell. Always had to have that short hair.
That man be disappointed right now. dude.
Why
Be
y'all
running
name-
bleachers right now.
Why y'all name dropping, bro?
Sorry, Coach.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
I'm just playing. The
But
goat. The goat.
Yeah,
100% the goat, dude.
definitely.
him and Cornforth.
Is Cornforth still there at Elmore?
Yeah, he is.
I haven't talked to
I'm
him in
big
like a
Cornforth
year.
fan. Once I got to know him personally, that's whenever we became
You formed a
pretty
relationship
good.
with him?
Yeah, formed a good relationship.
I remember when Coach Terrell resigned from the boys and he went to coach the girls. They were like, it was at the end of the year, and they're like, hey, all high school basketball guys go to the gym, and we're like, okay, and we get there, and it's Coach Cornforth, and Coach Cornforth, he's a little arrogant, but you like that about him, but when I
It has
first
to
met
grow
him,
on you. For sure. It
it
has to grow
definitely
on you.
has to
dude.
grow on you. And I was like, who is this guy? I think he's going to come in here and talk to us like this. And little did I know, like, I was going to be his aide on my senior year. And
He'll be your favorite teacher. And
he was
everything.
like my favorite. Me and him became really close.
And he honestly brought a great culture to Elmore basketball.
He did, yeah.
A great culture for
Dude,
Elmore
intense,
basketball. Yes.
intense. Our senior
Very
year,
The speed, the everything. Yeah.
mine and Derek's senior year, that was one of my favorite years in basketball.
Whenever I didn't start beginning of the year, like I told him I wasn't playing basketball.
Yeah.
And I rejoined, had to run like 600 bleachers.
Yeah, I remember. I
And
remember
Coach Cornforth,
that.
if you're listening to this, I ran like 30 bleachers and told you I ran 600 bleachers. I don't know if you're ever going to hear this, but I lied to you. I told you I ran that many bleachers.
Wow,
I
bro.
definitely didn't do
no
that.
integrity. No integrity.
I'm a changed man now, though.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, basketball, it was great. I loved Coach Cornford. He's my favorite.
He just came out of nowhere, you know?
He
like,
did.
I wasn't expecting any of that to happen. And then he comes over here, and I knew he'd been at Wayne. I
Yeah.
heard that.
I think that's like what gave him a bad impression. We didn't like Wayne anyways, and he
Yeah.
came over like, oh, great. We're going to have like those Wayne guys.
You know, go ahead.
The way he wanted to play, the speed, recognizing like, okay, we can jump, we're athletic.
It's more of a street ball type of play to
Yeah,
me.
it was. I love Coach Terrell to death, and I love his system to death, and that system is very effective.
Yeah.
But
Very good.
sometimes
Very, very good.
it's like you got to let the horses run free.
Yeah.
know? Like then, we started off okay. That's your senior year. We did good, and then
The fast breaks, dude.
my senior year is when it really picked up.
Fast breaks were intense.
But then they got one of the greatest basketball players ever from Elmore, Jace Wallace. And
Oh.
he went off every game. Dude dropped
Coldest
50.
piece, coldest piece. Yeah.
Oh, man, I remember it was my junior year. We were terrible. We
That was
did
embarrassing.
terrible.
To be
Yeah.
honest with you, it was embarrassing. 100%.
No, one of the most embarrassing things was when it was mine and Derek's senior night, played CCS, who should have not have been in our conference. Not at all. Because, they could recruit, and every time you played them, it was a different team.
Yeah.
And we got beat by like 40 or 50 that night on my senior
50
night.
points. Yeah, 50 points.
And then we had to go and play Alex. When the Alex
Yeah,
after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke my nose like for the third time then. Yeah.
He finally got it fixed, y'all, if y'all didn't know.
Kind
This
of.
man can finally breathe.
I know. It's crazy being able to breathe out both nostrils.
What do y'all
Ridiculous.
think about, because this has been like a big issue here lately, is kids only wanting to play and specialize in one sport versus them being a 3-sport athlete or 2-sport athlete?
I think it's their option, but I think for the experience, you should play every sport.
Yeah.
And in my opinion.
I can't say anything because I quit baseball my sophomore year and then just stuck to basketball.
I think if you enjoy all sports,
Weak, bro.
I know. I mean,
if you enjoy all of them, I think that's the goal, right? Enjoy everything you do. But if you really have a goal to pursue one thing, and those other things are distracting
Just
you,
have tunnel vision
I
on
don't
that
see,
one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
see
I don't
an
have a
issue
problem with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a very good experience because, baseball was not my best sport, not my favorite sport.
Same.
But I have the most memories from baseball
Yeah.
because we took trips
Yeah.
and we stayed places overnight.
Yeah.
So it was a real good experience to have, 100%.
yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say it. I would have played football, but my size.
Yeah.
No, my size. And I was like, man, I'm going to get hurt for basketball. The one thing
Yeah.
I was actually decent at in high school. So,
Exactly.
And this ties me back because like I didn't specialize in one sport, but like I played 2 sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until my senior year. My senior year I played 3, but I played 2
Consistently.
from my sophomore year. My sophomore year and my junior year I played 2 sports, right? Just because I wanted to focus on those 2 sports.
Yeah.
And the ridicule and the hate
I remember
and the
that.
down to playing, dude, it was
But-
insane.
From like a small town point of view, I understand it because there's a limited amount of athletes.
Yeah, I see
So you want the
that.
best
I see
athletes
that.
to play
Yeah.
the better, like the more dominant sports, I guess.
Right.
But getting away from the idea of like where we grew up and stuff. I want y'all's honest idea about social media. How do y'all feel about social media? Like, do you like it or do you think it's a negative place to be?
I
Or do you-
deleted Twitter because only thing I saw on there, and it could have just been the people I was following, but the only thing that popped up on my feed was politics, negativity about politics,
Yes.
negativity about social things, nothing positive.
People
and I
just
was like,
dragging each other down.
yeah, and if I'm reading this all the time, it's gonna get inside my head and make me a negative person. So
Exactly.
I deleted Twitter, and then I have Facebook just for marketplace, but I don't ever get on there because it's
Well, we
so,
bought one of these mics.
Yeah, yes sir.
So my whole perspective of it is when I was like 13 years old when Snapchat came out, right? Facebook's been around since 2011-ish.
Yeah.
And then Snapchat and then Instagram, whatever order it went in.
Right.
So being a kid, 13, 14, having a girlfriend, whatever, the first unhealthy thing I noticed about social media was trying to give each other passwords. Somebody wanting your password, whether you're in a relationship with somebody, whatever it is, your
Yes.
parents, they want your passwords. So then you're giving somebody an opportunity to take advantage of whatever private time you have or private beliefs, whatever you have, and they can go in there and they can influence what you do, what you look
Right.
at. I didn't like that aspect. Secondly, when it comes to the negativity, I think social media brings more light to the negativity going on.
Yeah.
Like the news and stuff like that's really ridiculous too, but social media heightens all that.
Right.
And so you have people that are trolls or people that
Like the Onion.
do the unhappy people with their lives that have no better things to do, go on there and put disrespectful things or things that
Put
are
others
bad
down.
at the time, put others down, whatever it may be. That's always going to be a thing, but
Yeah.
social media heightens it.
Yeah.
And so now it gives you more ability to see those things. And not only that, it opens you up to cyberbullying.
Exactly.
And so, like, when it comes to cyberbullying, that's people kill themselves all the time over that.
Oh yeah.
And so, seeing those things like that, social media is more of a curse than it is a blessing. But in an entertainment aspect,
It's good.
it's a good thing,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a give and a take, a push and a pull. You kind of pull towards that entertainment, but then you push back with the negativity.
Yeah.
So it's a constant thing.
It's a constant battle.
Yeah, but for my own personal use, I have it for news. I have it
Right.
to see the people, what I know, what they're doing, and or how they may be, or people that I knew in the past to see what they're doing or how they're doing, whatever it is. And then as well as I find entertainment in it, right? So some of those things that people put, I find funny, and so whatever it is, if it's something funny to me,
Yeah.
it's funny, and so I use social media. I wouldn't say in a positive or a negative way. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. The addictiveness is very bad.
Very
like
bad.
on my phone,
Your screen time?
yeah, you can get on your phone, you can see your screen time, right?
You're on
I
there for
had
like 6 hours a day, bro?
Dude, I had no idea. I had no
Yeah.
idea that you could do that. And my wife was like, hey, check out your screen time. And I was like, what does that mean? And so I get on there and I look, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of embarrassing. Like
Exactly, bro.
You see 7 hours a day, whatever it is, 7 hours a day you could have been doing something way more productive than sliding a screen, right?
Exactly.
And so, God, it's ridiculous. But
Exactly.
Apparently mine's like at 5 hours a day, but
Dude,
that's
mine's
from
worse than
playing
that.
games on there. Honestly.
My honest opinion about social media, Instagram, for the main part, is you got all these 12 to 16, I'm going to say girls, just for this.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you earlier, just for this scenario. You got these 12 to 16-year-old girls who follow these quote-unquote influencers, who are just people
Yep.
just like them.
That's
And
a
people
bad
that go through, nothing wrong with it, but these people go through Botox and they have a lot of stuff done to themselves to make themselves look the way they look.
Right.
And these young girls,
Kardashian.
and these young girls are looking at these and they're comparing themselves to them.
Yeah, that's-
and it's causing them to go into depression, or it's causing them to think they're not enough.
Yeah.
Because the person they look up to is doing this with their life, or doing this with their life, and they're not at that part in their life.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I see.
You can't compare yourself to them.
That's something I left out for sure because
Social media causes comparisons, and nothing healthy ever comes out of comparisons.
No.
Ever. Because like I was telling Zach earlier, say I try to compare myself to Eminem. Outlandish, bro. Outlandish. You know how I would literally be so depressed if I tried to compare myself to Eminem.
'Cause that's
I'd be
like
like,
a
bro,
pinnacle.
yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
like, bro, I gotta quit this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Like, you can't compare yourself to other people.
No.
Because other people, and you don't understand, these people are facing problems that you're not facing. And,
Right.
and these people are also comparing themselves to other people, wanting to catch up to them, and so on and so forth. But
yeah,
I don't know, nothing healthy comes out of comparisons ever.
no, and I totally agree. I used to compare myself all the time.
Exactly.
But when you're a kid and you're getting influenced in that way, you see like LeBron James or R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, like all those
Oh,
other guys.
and as
Rip.
a kid, you're a sponge. You soak up everything.
Exactly, dude.
Everything.
So you're seeing everybody like, oh my God, this guy's this, this, and this. Or a kid in your school, your high school, like this kid's this, and this kid's so cool, da, da, da. You want to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter, I don't care what anybody says. In some sort of way, people care about being either congratulated, their work getting recognized, or they care about succeeding.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
In some sort of way, that happens. And so, me, it's always, I don't know, I've just always had a lot of ambitions. And so, in order to achieve the things I wanted to achieve, I would always compare myself, like, well, this guy's doing this, so I got to do this. Or this guy's over here working this hard, so I got to work this.
Right.
And sometimes that can be a good thing, right? But comparisons, especially when comparing yourself to other people and you don't know their struggles or you don't know what they're going through, no, you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Trying
haven't
to be
walked in their shoes. You don't
Trying
know
to be
what's
someone else, you lose your own uniqueness.
Yeah, that
100%.
Yeah, it's a good saying.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody's almost becoming the same in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're not in your own uniqueness. It's like you're becoming like this other person. And that other person is like this other person. It's like it's almost never ending. I don't know. It's sad. It's honestly sad to see, but but
Yeah, people losing their uniqueness, and it's I don't know. They're trying to be somebody else that they're not, and it's a bad road to go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good road to go down. It's unsafe.
Yeah. Whenever, like I said, I do a lot of self-evaluations, right? So like I'll think back to when I was like 14. Or
Nobody wants to look back on those.
Just to look back and see like the amount of progression.
If I could go back to my 14, if I could like have a conversation with my 14-year-old self, I wouldn't talk to him. I'd beat him up.
Dude, I'd beat my own ass,
No
bro.
way.
Like, no way.
I would beat him up.
God bless, dude. But back to what I was saying.
That kid would try to beat me up, so I had to unleash on him.
Dude, you just, like, I look back then and I think about these things, or like how I've came so far in certain aspects. But at the same time, I make fun of myself. I'm like my worst self, but I make fun of myself too. Like I make it.
That's
a joke.
honestly healthy, bro.
Yeah, I make
That's
fun
honestly
of myself.
Humble
because
yourself. You gotta humble yourself, dude.
The things that I thought was bad at the age of 14, dude. If I could go back
To that innocence.
and just tell myself, dude, you're being an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Now, my life's nowhere near bad. I love my life. I live a great life.
Yeah.
I live a happy life. I mean, I have an amazing life.
It's a great mindset to have too.
If I could go back though and relive those times and like pretend those were my only issues, life would be so easy, dude.
Yeah.
You think some things are the end of the world, but in reality, they're really not.
You're stressing because you forgot to study for a test in high school. It's like, bro, are you kidding me?
I really changed my mindset too when it comes to going through things.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, well, I just got to get through this, or saying, man, I hope I get through this. My whole perspective now is like, okay, I'm going to get this done, and then I'll just do this. So like just telling myself I'm going to get it done, like getting myself to go to work every single weekend. I'm going to get it done. I'm just going to go and get it done, and then I'm going to go home. Then I can
Speak into
relax.
existence.
Yeah, go home, relax, eat, do whatever. Okay, I got to wake up. I'm going to get it done, and then it's, getting things done has to be comfortable. Once you recognize that as being comfortable, then that's whenever your whole perspective of going through things and maybe depression or anxiety or things like, because I used to get bad anxiety.
Yeah.
I still get anxiety.
Yeah, not like, I think everybody has anxiety, but mine was never diagnosed or anything, but
Yeah.
it was bad. Like, I would just sit there and think about things. Or I'd have to call people and get reassurance.
Start stressing?
Yeah.
You're stressing over everything? That's
Yeah.
how I
You
am.
definitely do
it
that. You've
was
called me some
bad.
times, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, dude, you should not be stressing over this.
Exactly,
This doesn't
yeah.
concern you.
It feels bad to laugh. It's like, dude, why are you stressing about that
Dude,
right now? Like,
exactly.
it's not that big of a deal.
But my anxiety used to be so bad. It was so bad in high school about things. And
Yeah.
so now.
You used to always
thinking about
worry
it-
so much in high school, bro.
Dude, I was so bad about it. It was bad. Like, looking back now, I would make fun of myself. But now that I figured out how to get outside of that, dude, it's so much better.
Yeah.
I don't really stress about anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't really have any stress. So,
Usually, if I start stressing about something, because I reference college a lot, but in college, like my freshman year, I was taking like 21 hours or something like that, and I got to my senior year, I was taking like 12 hours, the minimum, because I'd worked my butt off my freshman year and sophomore year to get ahead, and I was like, looking back, I was like, I don't know how I did it, but usually if I come across like something stressful, I would just be like, I got through this. I can definitely get through this. Like, I remember finals would come, and you'd stress about them, and you'd think back to the
dude,
finals
yeah.
before, and you're like, I got through that. I was stressing about it like crazy, and I got through it.
I
Exactly.
just quit
And-
giving a damn, dude. I was just like, it's going to happen. It's happening.
Senioritis is real, and you probably gonna get it.
I got a buddy that's going through that right now. Senioritis is real.
I got it my junior year, I think.
I didn't go to college, so I'm stupid.
No, that's not it. Not it.
I'm just playing.
Not it at all. I think half of college is a scam.
Dude, it is. The
Gen
private
eds?
institutions. First off, that for sure. Because they want you to go into this career, right? It's just like a tech school or like a VOTech.
Mm-hmm.
You specialize in something and then you get your certificate and you're done. As somebody, I went to VOTech for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm in school now. But as somebody who's done both, The one that's a lot more effective is somebody who teaches you how to do your job for a year straight.
In that career.
Yes. Versus somebody that gives you 4 years to learn 1,000 different things, and then your last year learn how to do what you're supposed
That's when
to do.
everything's really intense and focused on your career.
Yes.
Yeah.
They take $120,000 from you, and then they're like, okay, well, we did give you the opportunity to learn some geography classes or some math classes, and then you have to take those, and if you want to, let's say, change your major to go do something different, then it's like, okay, well, you at least took some of these classes, but we're going to charge you another $20,000 to take these classes. And then your last year we'll teach you how to be in business management, or we'll teach you how to teach, or we'll teach you how to be a map maker, anything like that. So that's just how it's a scam.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what it is.
the first 2 years. Like, I can see some of those classes. Like, I took, it may sound like a stupid class, but it was called Professional and Technical Writing, and it taught you how. Yeah, exactly. It taught you how to write your resumes and cover letters and all that. And a lot of people when they graduate, they don't know how to do any of that.
No.
And I like gen eds like that are important to me. But stuff like learning about Socrates and Epic of Gilgamesh and stuff like that, like that's cool to learn. But I'm not going to pay you money to learn that. I want to learn what I'm going to go into a career field for. And then it's just frustrating. Like, I'm not going to go off into a rant about it.
And back to what you were saying, I know it was a joke, but like people that don't go to college, there's this whole idea now, and it's put into your head from your parents, because your parents will tell you, you need to go to college, you need to go to college. Some will, some won't.
Yeah.
But like my dad's whole thing was when I was growing up, you're going to go to college, because he didn't go and he didn't get that opportunity, and he felt like he wasted that opportunity, right? Because he was, really intelligent and just blew it. Not really blew it, but chose not to.
Yeah.
And so his whole thing was, you got to go, you got to go. So that's the only thing I knew, right? But then, like, looking back at, like, Votech, you could go be an electrician, make $30 an hour. That's a good job, and that's good money.
Good job.
Yeah, and it's always going to be in demand. There's ways, dude, the whole idea that you have to go to college to be intelligent falls within itself.
The dumbest things.
It's very stupid. It's
I know some pretty ignorant people at college. I don't know how they got through.
Dude. The people, a lot of the times, too, a lot of people that don't go to college are the people that are independent enough to know what they want to do and just go get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to name drop Cole Smith. He went to Votech, and he was like, I ain't going to go to college. When you go to college, I'm going to be earning money. I'll have a house paid off by the time you graduate,
It's a great mindset,
and
honestly.
He's doing really well now.
Degrees do not determine success.
No.
Your work ethic, your attitude, and your determination determine success.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely that whole mindset.
It's all about your mindset.
Yeah.
So, like, with me, for whoever's listening and doesn't know, I want to be a teacher, then eventually I want to get in administration, be a principal, superintendent, whatever it is. But I want to do a million things. So, like, if I could go learn how to be an electrician and go do that, I think that'd be cool to learn, Like, I just want to learn all the time.
Yeah.
And so learning a million different things, to me, is appealing. And so college, for me, was my best fit just because I just like those kind of things.
Right.
But for somebody else who's like, okay, I just want to go get this done, then they shouldn't get ridiculed for going to college.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't like you. I know you're kidding, but like the whole thing that, oh, if you don't go to college, you're stupid. Well, it's because you da-da-da-da-da-da. No,
Yeah.
dude, you don't have to go to college.
Yeah.
For whoever's listening, you don't have to go to college.
Yeah. My dad he always told me, he said, we're going to get you through college no matter what. He said, the reason he worked me like a dog in high school, but I appreciate that because
It gave you a good work ethic.
it gave me a really good work ethic,
Really good
and it
work
made me appreciate when I got to college. I was like, this is so easy. I'm going to class 3 hours a day, if that, and then I get my work done, and then I can do whatever I want.
Me and Zach were talking earlier, and speaking of his work ethic, his job, I guess he's in an office a lot.
Oh,
and he was
about half the time,
And
yeah.
he was telling me, like, dude, you know how boring it is in that office? I want to go outside and do something.
Yeah, it's interesting in the office because you're learning new things.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you want to go out and get physical.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, being outside all the time, on a different job, different setting every time, you're just like, I need to do something different. I always got to move around.
Yeah.
But no, my dad, he always said, we're going to get you through college because I don't want you to not really be like me, but
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have more success and be better than I was.
Have more of an opportunity.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that. So
I think we were all I think we all have really good parents. I think
We
we
do.
got really
Oh,
lucky
definitely.
in that situation.
Great
Without
parents.
my parents, my father, to me, probably was my biggest influence. Like, of course, my mother. I love my mother. But, like, my father was probably my biggest influence. And so with that being said, is like something that a lot of people don't realize whenever you're growing up is like your parents are still growing up when you're growing up.
Yeah.
And so, dude, like the constant back and forth battles, like, you know, like you argue with your parents, you fight with
you think you know better. Looking back,
exactly.
you know nothing close to being knowing better than them.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So I was talking to a professor one time and he was asking me about my sister.
Yeah.
And, you know, my sister's really intelligent, scored almost 30 on her ACT on her first try or something, like the second try. It's ridiculous. But he was asking me about her and like if she would come to school here. And he was trying to like get some information about her so we could have it and stuff.
Right.
And so, you know, we're talking about it, and then he asked me about my parents and how my home life is and stuff like that. And then I just kind of thought in retrospect, like, I've had a really, really good life.
You reflected on it, and you were like, man, I was blessed.
He asked me, he's like, well, what's your relationship like with your father? Like, he was getting real personal with it.
Right.
And I said, well, you know, we have a pretty good relationship. Like, it was like a roller coaster at one point, but then once I recognized, and I didn't even realize this until I said it, but once I recognized that your parents grow up at the same time you are. They don't know what it's like to have a kid until it happens.
Yeah.
They have no experience till after the first one's done, right? And so they have no idea what's going on. And so they're trying to figure out the world the same way that you are. And so once I realized that, it was like, oh, okay. You know, you can't ever lessen your respect for your parents in any situation unless it's just something extremely awful.
Right.
But that made me increase my respect even greater
than
what it was. And so that was something that I think we're all real lucky with that. I think us three especially have really good parents.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, there was times like I'd be helping my dad. I'm like, why am I doing this? You know, and
I'm
then,
just holding the wrench. What am I out here for?
Yeah, and then looking back on it, it's like, oh, well, there was definitely a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like all these lessons that you were taught, but you didn't realize it, but yet you still retain all that information in that lesson that you learned. It's funny.
Yeah, you don't realize those things until once you're older and once you kind of get towards their age, and then you start to realize those things, and it's like, gosh dang, you know. But that was a really cool thing that happened to me last year. No, it was in the spring of this year, and so I recognized that, and I was like, man, yeah, that was something that I really, not like I needed to know, but it was something that I think everybody should know.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Definitely. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Keep going. Yeah, we can just keep talking.
One-on-one, Caleb.
I don't like the sound of that.
Oh man.
So when's the next song coming out?
I could probably next Friday. I try to do every Friday, but
Every Friday.
this week I put one out on Wednesday.
See, that's what I thought it was every Friday, but I wasn't entirely sure because I don't pay attention to the days half the time. And so
you just see when it's
I
up.
just see when it comes out and I'll listen to it and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Dude, there's the one that I've got on repeat quite a bit that I listen to probably almost every day. If I'm going on a long drive, especially, I like Lessons. That's a good song.
Lessons, a good song.
That's a
It
damn
talks
good song,
about the lessons I learned in life.
Yeah.
That's a good song, dude. I really enjoy that. I wrote that in probably wrote that in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
Whenever I sit down and write, though, I don't just sit down and write a full song. Because if you sit down and you try to force a lot at one time, it's not going to come out. You have to take your time, and you write 2 lines of one verse here, then you go write another line a day later, then you piece it all together eventually.
Yeah. Which that should be the way it's done, I feel like, because once you start trying to cram it in and you start trying to get all of it done, the product wouldn't be as good as if you spent, okay, I'm going to spend 30 minutes of 100% effort right here, and then I'm not going to pull anything out of myself. I'm just going to give it all right here and then divide it up that way.
That's kind of how earlier I was saying I feel drained because for the longest time I was trying to push it all out at one time.
Yeah.
And so right now I'm just like, dang, man, I'm so drained.
Yeah.
Like I'm just tired of doing this. I want to quit for a little bit, which, I mean, sometimes you have to take a break and you just have to sit back and relax a little bit because you've earned it, and you need to relax and reset and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I really that was a good song. I really appreciate that song. It's a
Thank
good
you.
Song. It gets real personal. I like songs that are personal though.
Yeah.
I do like that kind of stuff.
You know, you say you really appreciate it. Looking back on it, like not just on that song, but in a lot of stuff in general that I've put out, they're not getting a lot of plays. But like, if I were to focus on the plays right now, I would hate what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the point where like I'm thankful people listen, but I'm not like I want 1 million plays because it's not realistic to try to shoot for that right now. You know what I'm saying?
If you appealed for what the world wanted.
Yes, exactly. But maybe if I started mumbling, maybe I'd get more views. I need to hop on the trend, maybe. But,
Probably.
But yeah.
I think what it takes, especially for the way you do your music, I think what it takes, at least in my opinion, because this is how I am when I look for music. And so, like, you're the kind of artist that I like to listen to. Once you hear one song, then you're like, okay, I got to hear something else. Then I got to hear something else. So it just takes somebody to listen to that one song. And then after that, then it's just like
It starts
a
roller coaster. And that right there is why I'm doing the song of the week right now. Because say someone listens to the first time, they hear that one song, they're like, does he have more?
Yeah,
I put out a song for the past 7 weeks, bro. You can listen to all that if you want to.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do.
Exactly. That's kind of why I'm doing it. I call it the Russ approach because Russ did it. If y'all know who Russ is, he's a rapper. But
What? Who?
You got me on Russ. Like, I was kind of like a critic at first, and I started listening to him. I was like, oh, okay, he's actually good.
He's a
really
genius,
good.
dude.
You know why
He's
everybody
really
hates him? Because social media hates him.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I'm
People
not
do
gonna
what the
pretend.
internet tells them to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend. That's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
Like, it was just already put into my head.
Yeah.
Everybody kept on saying, this guy sucks. Listen to him. So you're like, you know
Yeah.
what? That guy probably does suck. I'm not
Yeah.
going to listen to
It was
him.
already put in my head. Then I listened to it. I was like, okay, I listened to Cherry Hill, bro. That song was like, yeah, that was good.
It's a good song.
I think it was back in, it was like 2017. You know, I heard 2016, somewhere around there.
Zebo
Heard
put me
Losing
on Russ,
Control.
and I put you on Russ.
Yeah.
It was.
That's
I heard
a
Losing
dominant.
Control, and I was like,
That's a good song, too.
I like really. I like.
You were like a sophomore in high school or college, weren't you? Or a freshman? Because 2017 you'd be
It
a
was like
freshman.
freshman, sophomore.
I remember you
time.
telling me you found him, and you're like, this guy's a lot of songs.
Yeah, and that was my sophomore year when I really got into him. But freshman year, I found that, I found Losing Control, and I was like, oh my gosh, and it was like a really deep song, which I like really deep emotional songs, anyways.
I
And
do
then
too. I love that kind of
I
stuff.
started diving more and more into him. I was like, this guy's good because he has a deep range.
Dude, some of our friends, that make fun of me because, like, our audience is probably make fun of me too, but I like the Nicholas Sparks stuff. They get deep into your
Yes,
emotions.
it's very good. Just like the movie The Notebook, bro.
Yeah.
You can get roasted for watching the movie. That is a great movie, bro.
It's
I
a
love
damn
that
good
movie.
That stuff, the appreciation of what, because those are true emotions. People feel those emotions.
Oh,
People
yeah.
pretend they don't. People that try to be tough guys, like they act like it's nothing. But dude, trust me.
Yeah, everybody
good.
has that, unless you're a psychopath.
Like me. I can't feel love. I've tried.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
what I like about Derek's music is like, my bad, Wade's music
Yeah,
is
AKA Wade.
Yeah, is like a lot of artists you can relate to their music because I mean they've got to put out music you can relate to. It's that way they can get more views. But like knowing Derek Wade personally, it's like the stuff he's been through,
Yeah,
and it's
for
like
sure.
I completely understand this song.
Yeah.
like from my I can relate to it, but I can also take his standpoint in that song, and I really
Makes you
like it.
appreciate it more. Like, and when you watch those movies, whether it's like a sports movie, a feel-good sports movie, or like a romance movie, a lot of the times, at least for me, I put myself in the position of the movie, right? So
Yeah.
I'll think back to memories that
That's what I do too.
that put me something that was similar to me that happened, or whatever it is. And so once you kind of get deep into that, because that's what I do, I put myself in that position.
You get connected to it
Yeah,
almost.
you connect to it, and so that's why I appreciate that your kind of music, as well as the Nicholas Sparks or the sports movies like that, whatever it is. I don't know, dude. Shut up.
It's so funny, Zach. Why are you so judgmental, dude?
It's
Go
just
back
like-
to the bathroom.
It's just
dude.
like knowing you. It's like I wouldn't expect that.
I try. Yeah, I appreciate that stuff. I've read 3 or 4 of his books, watched all of his movies.
Yeah.
How many movies has he got?
He's got.
I'm trying to watch. Wasn't The Notebook one of his?
Notebook.
I'm trying to watch more, bro.
Notebook, The Choice, Longest Ride. Like
I'm about to
dude,
write
trust-
these-
I know.
I'm about to
know
write
all
these down, bro.
I know all these.
I think my favorite movie has got to be. It's got to be Inception, dude.
Inception's
It's.
tricky, but yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I teared up at the end of the movie, even though it's one of those movies that you're not gonna tear up at the end. But like, when I watch movies,
Crybaby.
yeah, I am. When I watch movies, I like to get deep into them, and when people talk in them, it pisses me off.
Oh,
And so I like watching them by myself, so I can like get really deep in that movie. And Inception was one of those. I mean,
Wait
you
till
got to.
get married, bro.
What?
So just wait till you get married.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at me, dude.
But at the end of the movie, it's like, have you watched it, Derek? For
I actually
anybody,
haven't.
are you gonna?
You
watch
tell me
it?
to watch it all the time. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it, but then I don't do it.
Are you gonna watch it though?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, spoiler alert for the movie Inception.
Wait, I might watch
Probably
it.
I'm going to
just
say
playing.
anyways. At the end of the
Wow.
movie, throughout the whole movie, he's been separated from his kids and he's been running from the law the whole time. CIA, FBI, whatever you want to consider the law. And at the end, he finally finds a way to get back to his kids. and he may be in a dream in Inception at the end of it, but he may not. And you don't know at the end, but it's still satisfying to know that he's with his kids. And then, like, I don't know, it's just really emotional, and it's just such a great movie.
I get what you mean. What's your opinion on? This is going to be a really broad.
Oh no!
A really broad
I hate
stroke
it.
right here.
No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
What's your opinion on love? While we're
Love?
on the topic, yeah. When we're talking about loving things, or the Nicholas Sparks. What's your opinion on that?
I think
It's a very broad topic. I don't know how to
I think
it
people
is.
throw it around too much.
I think it's a very loose term that people use.
I
love this computer. I love this. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it's a very broad term that
I
people.
think we use it for something a lot of people use it for something we really like you love that computer, but there's people that are like they'll throw around I love you so loosely, and it's like somebody you've known for like maybe 6 months. It's like, I don't know you, like I know you, but I
Yeah,
I
don't.
don't know enough to love you.
Yeah, and there were some people in college like that. They're like, and they were super nice people. I'm still friends with them, but they throw the term around I love you so loosely and so much. It's like there's no meaning to it.
Yeah, it's something with me, because it's something that I like watching that kind of stuff. And I like getting into that kind of stuff just
Yeah.
because I like the idea,
Yeah.
right? And so something with me that I've really been thinking about, like not as of recent, but within the last year or 2 years, whatever it is like your opinions and your ideas of love change,
Yeah,
right? So like you could be in a relationship with somebody for X amount of years or X amount of time, and you can say you love them, and then you go and date somebody else for even longer, and then you're just like, well, I love this person, but why is this love different from the love than it was with that person?
right.
And so with me, like what I kind of figured out is once you hit that maturity point, once you're, I guess, quote unquote, an adult, or once you grow up, your idea of love changes. So mine, when you're a kid and you're 15, 16, you're in a relationship with somebody, you say you love them, right? And so you say you love them, right?
Yeah.
And my version of love from 15 years old versus my version of love at 22 years old or 21 years old has been completely altered in such a way that I look back at myself like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hit it more of a maturity standpoint. And it's like, me and my wife will talk about it or whatever.
Right.
And she'll say like, well, what's your opinion on love? Or like, why do you love me? Or something of that nature. And then it's always, for my opinion of it and from my perspective of it, the person that's going to be willing every single day to go to work for you,
Yeah.
to make money for you, to cook for you, to do your laundry for you, to take care of you, and it just isn't over you.
Willing to sacrifice.
Willing to sacrifice whatever that may be for you, and get rid of all the outside distractions like people cheating on each other, or somebody saying, "Oh, this person's hot." This person, you know what I mean? Like those kind of things. Once you take those materialistic things out and you recognize the care and then the love that somebody's giving you, that's what changed my opinion.
Yeah.
It's tremendously. And so, I broke all that down for her, and she said, I never really thought of it that way. And then I didn't either until, you sit down and you think about it.
Right.
Once you grow up and once you mature, your perspective of everything changes. But love, specifically for me, was something that was just like, wow, that really changed a lot for me. So
I think a lot of people today, they're like, oh, well, you need to, and I've said it before, but like, oh, you need to experience yourself, get to know yourself, who you are, before you start dating someone, which that's good to get to know who you really are before you start dating someone. But I think a lot of people just, they don't date. I've always thought you date to marry. I've always thought
that's
that.
how I've been. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people in today's society, they don't do that. They're just dating to have fun. And it's like you're having fun with somebody's feelings and emotions in their heart. And it's like you're basically just playing them.
6 months.
I'm not really hating on people like that, but I don't see how people can be in a relationship for 1 month and be like, I love this person. Then they break up.
Oh,
Yeah.
And they have a new relationship the next month. I'm in love with this
That
person.
kills me.
And then the next month is like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
Back to what you were saying, Zach, it's like 6 months worth of fun
Yeah.
or 4 years worth of love.
Yeah.
And lifetime memories and so forth. Because, dude, listen, I've been in 3 relationships my entire life.
Yeah.
Right? The first one was my very first relationship ever, obviously. And you know how that goes for everybody, right? And so,
Oh man.
so that's the first person you think you love, and that's the first person you think you want to be with
Right.
forever, because that's the first experience of intimacy
Yeah.
and care and that you get. Then I dated somebody else, and that was, you know, a situation to where you only care about having fun, more in a sense. And then once that was over, you know, I kind of just grew up, and you just kind of have this reflection to where you just grow up. I was like, dude, I don't care about this. I don't want to go out and just have sex with some random person. I don't want to go out and just date somebody for 4 months, put all this time, put all this effort into making it decent, and then just throwing it away. That was something for me. And then once I quit doing that, I somehow got lucky and got blessed with an opportunity to be with somebody for 4 years and going, get married, and so forth.
Right.
And
So
so, yeah,
you and Devin have a great relationship. I'll say that. I do.
appreciate that.
I look up to y'all's relationship a lot.
I appreciate that. I want to say it's been a lot of effort, but it really,
Wow,
we
dude.
just, no.
I had to try so hard to make this work.
No.
dude.
It just clicks. It's just so easy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with her, it's just easy. She's the same person every day she wakes up, every day she goes to sleep. Her morals and values never change according to what happens in the outside realm of our lives. She don't care about the materialistic worldly things, and so that makes it so easy to have a successful relationship with somebody. And so I got lucky, really,
Right.
truly, in a sense. Now she got even more lucky with me.
Oh man, I don't know about that. You know.
That's funny.
That was funny, but yeah, I got lucky. I really, in a sense, I got lucky.
Yeah.
I went through the worst aspects of love, not the worst, but like the very beginning, whenever it's at its most raw form, because you experience it. It's like honey. Honey at its raw form is good, but once it gets processed and once it gets gone through, then that's when honey's at its best, in
Right.
a sense,
Yeah.
at least to me. And so that's kind of how I thought about it.
It's interesting. I guess I never really thought about it that way.
Dude, it's just, I don't know. You think about it like that. You get it at its rawest. You get it at its rawest form. One relationship you've had in your entire life, everybody sitting here has had love at their rawest form. You have all these emotions all at once. The
Yeah.
intimacy, the never experiencing intimacy, and then getting to do that, and then, you know, giving somebody all your time for the first, like all of those things are love at its rawest form.
Right.
And then once you go through and process it and make it more mature, and then once it ages, then you start to realize this is how you do it right. And
Yeah.
so that's, in a sense,
Exactly.
how I think about it.
I think a lot of people are in love with the chase. They're not in love with the person. They're in love
That's
with
primitive, bro, yeah.
chasing the person, and then like once they're secured, they're just like, oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go try again. Somebody else.
I knew a couple that they did that 3-4 different times, and then now they're finally like they're done. But it's like they're just in love with the chase of it. They're not in love with the person.
I know a guy who, that's what his thing was, right? 50, 60, 70, 80 girls texting, only caring about like the sexual aspect of a relationship. But I asked him one day, I was like, does that not get tiring? Does that not get old? And he looked at me and he said, no, it doesn't, because being with the same person forever would get old. And I was just like, yeah, that's that primate. That's that primitive coming out to where you just want to find the person to mate with.
Yeah.
Then you do it and you go on to something else.
That's rough.
Some people are like that, dude. But I don't see how
couldn't do it.
you
No,
could be
I
like
couldn't do
that
it.
because, you know, I know we're all religious here. The Bible says that the act of intercourse is supposed to be it's such a sacred act.
Yeah.
So if you're in like it's supposed to like combine the souls or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you're
You
out,
can-
if you're
yeah.
out there doing that with 20, 30, 40, 100 different people, you have a part of your soul on every single one of them people that
Yeah.
you will not get back.
I'm a firm
And
believer,
it's
sure,
stuck
yeah.
it's stuck on that person.
Yeah,
And you will not get it back.
I totally agree with you. And you don't even.
That's deep. That's
can-
deep.
That's how it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's how the
It
Bible
is.
says.
Like you can. It's like a.
I'm
spiritual
paraphrasing, of
thing.
course. I'm not exactly how it says it, but
Yeah, you can feel the spiritualness within that act, and so once you experience it for the first time, if your morals and standards are right, if your morals and ethics aren't right, and you just do it, you're like, oh my God, yeah, I just did it. But if it's somebody you care about and you have good morals and ethics, then you'll feel the spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I started thinking about it. So that was, yeah, you're 100% right on that. You hit it on the head.
and it's crazy how like movies and social media and stuff praises that. It praises going out and doing this with a whole bunch of different people, but it's like, bro, you will never be fulfilled if you're going out and doing this.
Yeah.
Because it's not I mean, in a sense it's intimate, but in a sense it's not intimate no more because you
No.
do it so much with so many different people. So it can't be special with this one person.
Just like doing anything else.
Because you're
Right.
wasting it with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like anything else.
It's like you hit a game-winning shot in one game. You're like, heck yeah, I made that. Like you go crazy. You hit a game-winning shot every game. It's not as special anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that metaphor. Love is some people it's a touchy subject.
It is. Some people have had awful things
Yeah.
happen to them. And, I mean, kudos to those people that can come out of that and then refine love within something else. Like, somebody that's been married for 20 years and they get a divorce, right? Or let's say their spouse dies. And then a year later they're getting remarried.
Yeah.
If you can get through that and then get yourself back together and then recoup, it's just one of those things. It'll test your mental strength. Having heartbreak is the worst pain you can feel. There is
Nobody can help you either. You have to get through it yourself.
No amount of physical pain could ever compare to somebody completely, utterly destroying
Right.
whatever moral standpoint you have on it.
Yeah. Tyler Childers has a song called "Knows the Grindstone."
Dude, talk to me.
And
His album just dropped today.
he came out with a new album.
Yep, just came out.
I'm listening to that on the way home.
Let's do it
But
tomorrow.
How ironic it just came out, bro.
I know.
there's what's it called?
I can't remember. They were talking about it today.
We were just talking about him today too.
Yeah.
Zach, on our way to go.
There's a lyric
get stuff
in
to set up
"Knows
this.
the Grindstone." He says, "There's hurt you can cause, time alone cannot heal," and that's so true. And I think what he's talking about right there is a heartbreak, something to do with love. I honestly think what he's talking about right there.
It's called Long Violent History. And I saw something today where it was like, actually, I'm not even going to speak on it because I don't have the full knowledge on it. But I will say everybody was like really surprised because it just came out of nowhere. And they
Yeah.
also were really praising it. They said it was real good. So
We've been doing this a while, y'all.
It's been fun though.
You know how long we've been doing this, Zach? Guess.
An hour and a half?
Hour and
Close.
18 minutes.
Oh,
Hour and 19.
close.
it just flew by. We were a little nervous at
Okay.
first.
No,
It's fun, bro. Okay.
gets easy.
We're going to get off this touchy stuff. We're going to go to a funny topic, all right?
Oh,
I told
no.
Zach I wanted to talk about this, bro. All right, Caleb. I'm asking you first, okay?
We've been on so many subjects, and everybody's gonna be thrown off by this. And by the way, if this podcast episode right here has been a little off, it's just because our first time. So give us a break.
Yeah, we're just having
But,
fun.
but anyways, Medford.
Okay, so this is a funny topic because it's so controversial, all right? How do you feel about OnlyFans?
Oh, you want my honest
I
opinion?
want your honest opinion on
Because
OnlyFans.
Bro, I've already been thinking about this. You weren't gonna throw me off. I already been thinking about this.
Dang
So what my opinion is, everybody knows everybody sitting here knows who Dan Bilzerian is, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
His opinion on it is it's the most clean transaction you can do. You commit an act with somebody, but in OnlyFans' sense, it's like pictures, videos, whatever. But
Yeah.
like prostitution, for example, you commit an act with somebody, they take their payment, and then you're good to go. Now, it's dangerous in a sense as to you could have somebody take advantage of you or do whatever.
STDs.
And that obviously, but it's the most clean form of transaction
Yeah.
because or the most pure, I guess is the way he put it. My opinion on it is, I don't, from a religious standpoint,
Yeah.
stay away from it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna stay away from
That's how I
it.
feel too.
But taking my religion out of it, even though I try to think of my religion always, but taking my religion out of it, looking at it from an outside perspective, being open-minded,
Right.
I see why people do it.
Yeah.
Because sex is such a powerful thing, and people think about sex in such a way, it's the number one on their list.
Yeah.
And so, if somebody can post a picture of themselves, make $100 just for taking a picture of their body and putting it online, I see why people are doing it.
Yeah.
Make $100 per view of that picture.
Yeah. and
That's
so
crazy, dude.
I see why. Now, I'm not saying I support it, and I'm not saying it's okay, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying that I would do it ever. But what I'm saying is that thinking about it from their perspective, I see 100% why they do
Right.
it.
Right.
There's single moms out there. I saw one on Facebook, a single mom from our area. She put, for all of my friends on Facebook that have OnlyFans, how is it working for you guys, and what should I do? And dude, there was 15 comments all saying I'm getting paid this X amount. I get to pay my rent for just posting this and this. And it's ridiculous. And it's, dude, taking a picture or a video depicting a sexual act or yourself in a sexual way and making $100, $200, $300, $1,000,
Yeah.
$1 million.
I make bank, dude.
Dude, what's her name? Bella Thorne.
That
Like $1
everybody
million
was
like an hour,
really
bro?
upset about
Yeah.
that. So
She
for
like
those
crashed it or whatever.
Yeah, she crashed it.
for those of you who don't know, OnlyFans is a place where what mostly happens is people or women, I think guys do it too.
Yeah, guys do.
Women
They'll-
for the most part,
They'll
but men
post
do too.
videos,
I got one.
pictures of their naked bodies,
Caleb.
or they're in swimsuits, whatever. So Bella Thorne got on there, and she used to be a famous Disney actress, and then I don't know what she's doing now with her life. I guess OnlyFans. But she got on there, and everybody thought she was going to post nudes on there, and instead she just posted a picture of herself in like a bra or
Yeah,
a
she
bikini,
said
and
it was
basically.
gonna
Made
be-
millions.
Yeah,
of
she
dollars.
said it was going to be nudes, and she scammed a bunch of people out. And then I forgot what OnlyFans did, but
I think used to they got paid weekly. Now it's bi-weekly. They get paid.
yeah,
They need to take
I think it's
off-
something like that.
They need to make it to where celebrities cannot be.
'Cause they're already famous
as a
enough.
As a user standpoint, they don't need to make it where celebrities can use
Yeah.
it. Because just as you said, they're already famous,
Yeah.
right? And so, I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't have the opportunity to make money, but at the same time, it's like the people that are doing it 9 times out of 10 need the money.
yeah,
exactly.
A lot of people
So-
are like, I can't pay my bills this month.
Can't pay
I
my
can't.
bills. Let me take
Yeah.
a picture of myself and post it. And I'll
Yeah.
get that. And that's the point to where I also understand where they're coming from is because that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's like me going to McDonald's. I don't have my card on me,
Right.
but because I go in there 20 times out of the month, they're just going to say, oh, okay, you know what, when you have your card, it's not a big deal, it's on us. And then a guy who really doesn't have any money goes up there and orders food, and he doesn't have the money on him.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
sorry.
can't help you.
Yeah, can't
and
help
so
you.
that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah.
And so I honestly believe they should make it to where celebrities should not be allowed to use OnlyFans. And if they're going to do it, there needs to be a little bit more guidelines and restrictions than what there is, because it's better than what it was at the beginning,
Right.
from my understanding. And from people that post about it and use it. I don't look at it, bro. I don't.
Don't lie, bro.
What's
You
that?
pay me for my
What's your
pictures
wife
and
gonna
my kill. What are
say?
you talking about?
What's she gonna say?
You want to hear something funny about OnlyFans? All right, so used to I had no clue what OnlyFans was, and I had no clue what Visco was. Right? You know what Visco is?
I don't even know what Visco is.
Visco, it's like a I don't know, it's like an unpopular Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I've
you
heard
take,
of it
you just take
before.
like pictures and post them. So I thought they were like the same thing. So used to I'd see all these girls on Instagram with Visco. They'd have Visco links in their Instagram.
Oh no.
I was like, oh my god, you're so dirty. It's just pictures of their dogs and stuff. I've never clicked on it though, because I'm like, I don't want that virus on my phone. I'd see that. I'm like, nah.
That's funny, dude.
a lot of people saying OnlyFans is better than like porn because girls don't have to actually do
Do
stuff to
and
their
act,
bodies.
yeah.
Or, I mean, they can choose to, but they don't, have to do stuff with other people.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying that.
I saw, we listened to the Joe Rogan Experience. Shout out to Joe Rogan. But Nikki Glaser, or however you say her last name, was on.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how she struggles with a porn addiction. And she was saying that when she's watching it, this is really descriptive. She was saying when she was watching it, she would have an issue because she wanted to see the things happen, but once she saw it happening to somebody and put herself in that position, she was not wanting any part of it. And so I could see why people support OnlyFans in that sense.
Yeah.
To where it's like, okay, you don't see anything happen to somebody. It's not as dirty. It's still dirty, but it's not as dirty as it would be watching pornography.
Right.
And so I could see that argument, or I could see that standpoint of that.
It's one of those really like, I guess it's controversial in a sense.
It is very, for somebody who's religious, you put your religious morals and ethics and your standards
Right.
front and foremost. No support whatsoever. You just can't, right? But if you're going to think about it in their perspective, at least understand why they do it.
Right.
Like, just I hate when this happens, especially with religious people. They look at something, and just because it doesn't abide with our religious morals and ethics, they cast it out. You don't have to support it. You don't have to agree with it.
Yeah.
But at least think about it in their perspective, right? And
Right.
so that's my issue. That happens quite a bit everywhere. It's like, oh, you're a Christian, you can't do this. Oh, you're a Christian, you can't do that. At least think about why it's happening.
Yeah.
Think about why it's going on, and then go from there. That's all.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's like gays and stuff. We're about to be getting some hot water here. But Christians are like automatically, they shoot down gays. Obviously, me being a Christian, I don't agree with it. But I'm not going to hate them for it. Because, I mean, you're supposed to love everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you promote your own religion when it's looked at as people who just hate everyone if they don't agree with their religion?
There's
Go ahead.
a huge misconception, and it's based off interpretation. So, but I think it's a misconception from my
Right.
point of view that people that are gay or people that are bisexual or people that's a different sexual orientation than being straight, that they just go to hell.
Yeah.
I cannot even begin to fathom that.
Yeah.
And if you read scripture, you can begin to recognize that that's not entirely true.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't say gay people go to hell. It doesn't say, it says the sin itself is bad, but all sins are equal, excluding a couple.
Right.
And so, with that being said, that's what really morphed my opinion on it. And so I started reading scripture about it and things and so forth. Well, then people argue, well, they know they're committing an act that's wrong,
Right.
but they're still doing it anyway, going against God. But at the same time, what do we do every single day?
Yeah, we sin every day.
We know it's wrong, and we know the things we're doing is wrong.
Sometimes we sin, we don't even know it.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
Actually, we sin every day without even knowing it.
Yeah, we just do things out of first-hand nature. And so, to say that is, to begin to even say that they're just going to go to hell for that, I can't agree with that.
Right. Yeah, it's...
Where we're from, especially, oh, dude.
No, if you're gay, you're going to hell.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, whenever you get up here to, like, Norman, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, wherever you're
Right.
at, you begin to recognize, like, not everybody thinks that way.
Yeah.
Not everybody is, because when we're, like, where we're from, you're expected to be straight, and you're expected to go by these things. And
Right.
if you don't, then you're cast out, you're a weirdo, you're this, and this, you have bad parents, you have this, and that. But that's not true. And then that takes away from your own religious standpoint there. If you're going to act that way about it, you're going to treat others that way about it, then you're not any more religious yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's my biggest issue with it.
Well, it says, I'm quoting scripture here, in Leviticus 18:22, homosexuality is absolutely forbidden, for it is an enormous sin. So it's like, it doesn't, I don't know if it says it's unforgivable. Does it? Do you know if it says in the Bible that homosexuality is unforgivable?
No, it does not say it's unforgivable. It says, the worst thing it says, it's an abomination.
Yeah.
Okay? And unless there is just one scripture that I have not seen, because I've studied it pretty well, it does not say it's unforgivable or anything of that sort of nature. It strongly advises against it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're going to hell over that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm also, for the people that are listening, I'm not saying it's okay from my religious standpoint to commit that sin. What I'm saying is that we all fall short, and we all do these things that are sins every single day. You do it without thinking about it, and you do it with thinking about it, because there's conscious choices in your head that you choose. Well, it'll be okay this time. I'll ask for forgiveness. That's not how it works. These people do the same thing as you every single day when it comes to sin in that regard. And to say that they're going to hell and you're not, just because the sin is different, is absurd.
It's not,
You can't do that.
but every sin is the same.
Excluding blasphemy, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is that one worse? Is
Yeah.
is that the
Denying
worst you can
God?
get?
Yeah.
Denying God, yeah.
Ridiculing, denying,
Yeah.
making fun of them. All
Which
those
is the majority of the world right now.
Yeah.
And then,
Sadly.
this is the last scripture I'll quote. It's kind of a long one. 1 Corinthians 6:9. Do you not know the unrighteous will? I didn't know we were going to do Bible study today, but here we are. Do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor homosexuals, nor sodomites, nor thieves, nor, so on and so forth, will inherit the kingdom of God. And such were some of you, but you were washed, but you were sanctified, but you justified in the name of the Lord Jesus and by the Spirit of our God.
Yeah.
So
So what the Bible's saying is they won't make it into heaven? Is that what that Bible just said?
no, it's saying those sins are washed away by Jesus, because
Okay.
he died on the cross for our sins. So
Okay.
Yeah. I like I said, I don't see it being feasible
Yeah.
for that to happen. Because what's any different than somebody who enjoys the same sex versus somebody who cheats on their wife all the time? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Those sins they're comparable in a way because they're both revolve around, sexual orientation,
Right.
sex, and then, so forth. But how could that one be any worse? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So for people to say that, the people that are saying that, stop saying that.
I like it.
It's tough, but here we are having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's such a fun topic to talk about because everyone has different opinions.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's so different, like a different
Yeah.
standpoint. I'm actually friends with. This sounds like I'm friends with gay people, but I'm friends with gay people, and they're honestly the nicest people you'll meet, bro.
Yeah.
So like in their relationship with God, is not my place to judge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though you're gay, it doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with God.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the fact that, but we do it with cussing, everything.
Exactly.
It's like, just because you're sinning all the time doesn't mean you can't have a relationship with God. You need to repent from that sin, but I don't know. I think we've been taught all of our lives that you can't be forgiven, especially where we're from, but you can't be forgiven for being gay.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just kind of like in our subconscious, like, oh yeah.
It's been beaten into our heads so much.
So it's kind of like hard to change your stance on that. And
yeah.
It's tough, but.
So what can we expect going forward with you and your music?
Honestly, you're going to be able to expect the same stuff that's been happening so far. My plan, I ain't really told nobody, but my plan is to keep on putting out a song a week till December.
Yeah.
And then I think the first week in New Year's will be the last time I do that. So all those songs are already made, and right now I'm working on my second quote unquote tape, which
Right.
it's just free music. Another free album type thing I'm putting out. So at the end of the 6 months, I don't know when I'm gonna put out the tape. I just started it literally last week.
Gotcha.
Right now, I'm not gonna say a title for it because it could change so much.
Yeah.
I ain't even made one song for it yet, but yeah. So basically, I'm gonna put out for those 6 weeks, keep putting them out, and then after that, whatever time that tape's done, I'm gonna put it out. So
Where can anybody who's listening right now find your music?
it's in my Instagram bio. My Instagram's Derek all undercase DEREK _MEDFORD on Instagram.
Dope.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I know I listened to it. I think it's only on SoundCloud, right?
It's
It's on
I don't
SoundCloud.
own the beats, so
Gotcha.
if someone found it and on Apple Music, it'd be like, hey, I'm gonna sue this kid for all the money he has, which
Gotcha.
isn't a lot. So
Yeah.
they're
Spending
go-
too much on beats and equipment, dude.
Yeah, they'd go through a lot of trouble just to ruin me.
Oh gosh.
So you guys can find him on his Instagram. You can go through his Instagram bio, find the link to his SoundCloud, click through there. Great songs. Give it a listen. We've been talking for an hour and a half. Great talk. It's
Great
been
talk.
good, guys.
It flew by.
It's been fun.
I had a
Flew
blast.
by quick. Yeah.
I'm glad y'all invited me.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
hope y'all
sir.
keep going because y'all
Thanks
guys
for
deserve
coming.
it for sure.
It was awesome.
It's fun stuff.
We don't know where we're at because we're neither here nor there. So everyone who listened, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.